January 8, 2005. Cave diver David Shaw takes his final descent into Bushman's Hole, his goal to recover the body of a diver lost to the abyss years earlier. But as the minutes pass and pressure builds, something goes horribly wrong. Soon, Shaw becomes part of the very mystery he set out to solve. What happened in those final fateful moments? Stay tuned as we explore the chilling true story of Bushman's Hole and why even the most skilled divers fear what lies beneath. On December 17, 1994, 20-year-old Deon Dreyer, an adventurous and experienced diver, prepared to explore the depths of Bushman's Hole. Known for its cold, dark waters and narrow passageways, the cave was both fascinating and dangerous, a place where few dared to dive. But Deon, with over 200 dives to his name, was confident in his abilities. That day, he joined a team from the South African Cave Diving Association, eager to assist in their exploration. As Deon descended deeper into the cave, the water grew colder and the light from the surface faded into darkness. Still, he moved steadily, his breathing controlled, his focus sharp. But during the ascent, something went terribly wrong. Possibly due to overexertion or a sudden drop in oxygen, Deon lost consciousness without warning. Moments before, a fellow diver signaled to him with a thumbs up. Just a simple gesture, unaware that it would be the last time anyone would see Deon alive. Before anyone could react, Deon's body began to sink, slipping beyond the reach of his team. The other divers, bound by strict time limits at such depths, could only watch helplessly as he disappeared into the abyss. Back on the surface, rescue teams rushed to the scene. Divers made repeated attempts to locate Deon, braving the cave's narrow passages and extreme depths. Even a remote-controlled submersible robot was sent into the depths, its camera scanning the dark, murky water. But Bushman's Hole held its secrets tightly. The cave's steep walls and thick silt made it impossible to find Deon's body. Days passed, and hope began to fade. Eventually, Deon's family had to accept the heartbreaking reality. They would never be able to bring their son home. Instead, they placed a memorial plaque near the entrance of the cave, marking it as Deon's final resting place. The dark waters of Bushman's Hole seemed to have claimed him forever. Yet fate had other plans. 10 years later, an unexpected discovery would bring Deon's story back into the light and lead to one of the most dangerous and daring recovery missions in the history of diving. Another diver named David Shaw entered Bushman's Hole. Shaw wasn't just any diver. He was an airline pilot from Australia who had taken up cave diving as a passion. With over 300 dives to his name, he was experienced, skilled, and determined to push the limits of deep diving. On October 28, 2004, Shaw set out to break his personal diving record by reaching the cave's deepest point. As he descended into the darkness, he moved carefully through the cold, silent water. After several minutes, his flashlight beam revealed something unexpected. Deon Dreyer's body, resting at the bottom, partially stuck in the muddy floor. Shaw tried to free the body, but the silt and mud made it difficult. With limited time at that depth, he attached a guideline to Deon's body, marking its location for a future dive. Afterward, he slowly made his way back to the surface, following strict decompression stops to avoid the dangerous effects of the bends. After discovering Deon Dreyer's body, David Shaw couldn't stop thinking about it. He knew that recovering the body would be risky, but he felt it was the right thing to do. Deon's parents had waited 10 long years without closure, and Shaw wanted to help bring their son home. So he began planning what would become one of the most dangerous recovery missions in diving history. Shaw and his team, including his close friend and fellow diver Don Shirley, spent months preparing. They coordinated with the South African police, gathered specialized equipment, and even designed a custom silk body bag to help bring Deon's remains to the surface. Since deep dives at Bushman's Hole required long decompression stops, they also carefully planned every minute of the dive to avoid deadly mistakes. On January 8, 2005, the day of the dive arrived. Deon's family came to the site, but they waited until Shaw had already entered the water. They didn't want their presence to add extra pressure. As Shaw descended into the dark, cold depths of Bushman's Hole, everything seemed to go smoothly. He followed the guideline he had attached during his previous dive and soon reached Deon's body. Shaw began freeing the body from the muddy floor of the cave. But when he succeeded, something unexpected happened. Deon's body began to float. After so many years underwater, Shaw had expected only bones. Instead, the diving suit had preserved parts of Deon's body, making it more buoyant than Shaw had planned. This made it difficult to get the body into the silk bag. As Shaw struggled with the task, his breathing grew heavier. At such a depth, the pressure made it harder to breathe, and the air in his tank was under high pressure, which added strain to his lungs. Each breath became more difficult, but Shaw kept trying to secure the body in the bag. Suddenly, the lines from Shaw's equipment became tangled with the body and the bag. He had to pause to free them, using up more precious time. The longer he stayed at the bottom, the more dangerous the dive became. His heavy breathing also increased the risk of nitrogen narcosis, a condition that makes divers feel confused and disoriented, like being drunk underwater. Despite this, Shaw didn't abandon the mission. His focus remained on completing the task, but with every passing second, the danger grew. A few days later, a team of divers returned to Bushman's Hole to recover the equipment left behind during the mission. As they descended into the depths, they expected only to retrieve Shaw's gear, but what they found instead left them stunned. Both Shaw's and Deon's bodies had floated upward and become entangled in the guideline that Shaw had placed during his first dive. It was as if the cave itself had decided to release them, offering an unexpected chance to complete the mission Shaw had begun. Carefully, the divers brought both bodies to the surface. After 10 long years, Deon Dreyer was finally going home. His family, who had waited with heavy hearts for closure, could now lay him to rest. Yet, the cost of that closure was steep. David Shaw had paid with his life. His unwavering determination to help a family he had never met had led to one of the most daring and tragic recoveries in diving history. In the days that followed, Shaw's ashes were scattered in South Africa, a land that had captured his heart. His legacy lived on, not only as a skilled diver who pushed the limits of human endurance, but also as a man driven by compassion and courage. But the story of Bushman's Hole didn't end there. The events of that final dive became a cautionary tale within the diving community, a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface. Even the most experienced divers, equipped with the best technology and training, are not immune to the cave's silent, unforgiving depths. And to this day, the dark waters of Bushman's Hole continue to hold their secrets, daring only the bravest souls to explore its depths, while whispering a warning that some mysteries are best left undisturbed. Bushman's Hole stands as a testament to both the bravery and the risks of deep diving. It serves as a reminder that nature's mysteries are as dangerous as they are alluring. For some, the call of the unknown is impossible to resist, even when the stakes are life and death. What do you think drives people to push the limits of human endurance? Let us know in the comments. Don't like this video, and definitely don't subscribe. You wouldn't want weekly doses of mind-blowing mysteries, creepy legends, and unexplained events, would you? Yeah, I didn't think so. And whatever you do, don't click on the video above, unless you want to uncover the secrets they don't want you to know.